Hemo ene hete. Himo ete me ayaka tana helana. Omo tana heki ete aina ela nana he. Anahe mostana hete ke istene he ala nana he. Awame kana hate anala lehe. Ane mostana hana. Ea moene kaina. I am feeling a numbness in my face and jaw. There is something there. There is something there. There is something that is happening. I am experiencing waves, very big wave, and energy. Something is also affecting my ear. Just one of my ears, that one side. One side of it. Something is happening there. There's also a sound. It's a different sound. Okay, I'm going to say it's a sound. But I don't even know if it's a sound. I've been putting the messages out. I have. There is something happening here. There is something happening here. It's very... I tell you, my head. I am feeling, sensing, like a, how can I explain it? Something is poured, like a tube tunnel that you're inside, that's twisting and turning, pouring. There are flashes of light. I think I'm going somewhere. Why is my face feeling like this? And there's a sound. I don't know if you would call it static or rushing water. There are things inside the sounds. It's like so many sounds. Oh, that's what it is. That's what I've been hearing. It is. Okay, something's coming. There is something. There is something chaotic. Things are moving. Things are moving in different directions. Twisting, turning, and pulling. There's lots of movement. Oh, they're swirling. Wait a second, where am I? I am someplace. They're swirling and movement. I want to know what that is. Yes, that. Yes, you. Who are you? Stop. Stop right now. Who are you? Yes, you. Where are you? And what are you doing? I do not want you to be here. You do not have, you cannot be here. No. God, the source of all light. This one, I want this one removed from me. Take them into your control. Yes. Now, they have been assess what's going on and deal with them. upon all the legions of the light to get this one, all that is associated with them, and bring them to God. Completely encapsulate them in light. Completely encapsulate them in the sphere of light from which nothing can escape. And take them to God. O mohe na na hete. Yeste mehe na na te na ke. Olono mohe sta na he na hete na. Amoe na ke te e alana he na moe. There is agitation. There is agitation. There is like boulders in movement. It is crashing and churning and tossing, and there is nothing that feels solid and secure. You cannot control it. It cannot be. It is like a flood with like a mudslide. This which you are experiencing. Okay, dear one. That is, we are at that place. That awkward place. We'll go back to the illustration of the mother fixing the meal and the child is already hungry. We have gone back to this many times because it is perspectives and understanding of perspectives. And as you have broadened our perspective to understand the now and the pain, and that it is not okay to not listen to the pain, which means stop, and to allow pain to continue because it is more convenient to someone else. It was necessary. Let me say that differently. You felt it was imperative. And you were right. If you had not made this choice to come into the darkest of the dark, to help to bring us into the now of the darkest of the dark, to understand lies and betrayal and trust. See, trust, oh, that word trust. Because to be there, to experience, to understand the now of how they are in the darkest of the dark, where there's so much separation. And in that separation, there's so many lies and betrayal. How it actually feels and how it's actually experienced in those situations. Because there is such a tearing and a gashing at divinity. It is so very hard. We knew it was hard, but we trusted in divinity so well. And there's, when we say separation, there are two words that we mean by using separation. And you get two simultaneous images. One is the overall separation of connectedness, that you are separated from each other. So you experience your own personal more completely and not so much the other. You have to learn about the others. You don't just know. You're not connected to the others. That is the one separation. The other separation is the taking of the singleness of divinity and separating it out into different elements and exploring those elements as though they were singular things. This, we thought, would be a grand way to really understand and know who we were, to understand the quality, that the basic core of what we are, the divine which we are, to really explore it, and to explore it in these faceted way. It seemed so grand and wonderful. And we may yet explore it in a faceted way, but we recognize that we cannot explore the faceted way while in the separation from connection. This has caused a tearing at the qualities of divinity. It is much as though Yes, that is what it is. That is what it is. A nuclear bomb is the tearing of the fabric of the atom. And the explosion and the release of the energy and the destruction of that is immense. When you take divinity and separate it into the facets, that is interesting, but it's still all one thing. And we knew it was. But what has happened in this space is that separation has been allowed to exist in the farthest realms of non-connection. So you took a quality, an element of divinity, which is one thing, such as power, or this word is trust is funny because I'm not sure. There is always trust because your trust is knowing. It's both knowing and loving. It is very hard, but you separate things out so that lies can exist, and experience of not love can exist, and experience of not power can exist, and experience of not connected to your heart. All of divinity has been not just explored in a faceted way, but it has been ripped apart like a nuclear bomb. And the results thereof have been like a nuclear bomb to the souls. This is going to be very difficult. God knows what he's going to do. God has it planned out and he knows what he's going to do. There are too many whose divinity has experienced atomic explosions as an illustration, not a reality. But their divinity has been, if one element of your divinity, say power, has been bombed, has been disintegrated and ripped apart in the way that an atomic bomb does. Say power, and your ability to recognize, know, understand, be what divine power is. And you have been made weak, and you surge, and you tear, and you rip, trying to attain to the power, but the power just is been just so dismantled and so ripped apart that you cannot, in of yourself, heal. The problem is that when power, that happens to power, it happens just like a nuclear bomb, mushrooms out. It mushrooms through all of divinity because it's all one thing. You cannot just work on power. You cannot just work on love. You cannot just work on truth. You cannot just work on the one thing because it's all one thing. And one part of it is disintegrated like a nuclear bomb, then the mushroom cloud takes in everything. And you are trying to stand in your divinity in a nuclear explosion. You are trying to stand in your divinity in the middle of a nuclear explosion, and the mushroom cloud and the burning and the ripping and the shredding of the soul is occurring, and you're trying to stand in your divinity, and you are like, how do I stand as is the pain and the ripping and the tearing, and we see it, and we see it, and we see it, and we are in such pain and such where there are no words. The fear, the pain, the shock of seeing this happening, and not just one, but to all these different souls. And it's just, and it's like, what do they call that thing? That thing, nuclear winter. Yes. Your souls are living in a nuclear winter. Your souls are living in a nuclear winter. And we are so in shock and so much pain and so we're seeing it. We kept saying, oh, they can just do this. No, you can't. You can't put it back together. Not by yourself. Maybe a little bit here and a little bit there. As in you're in the nuclear winter and you try to find one thing to make this better. And you're thinking, Oh, my dear ones, you don't even have a grasp. You've lost the concept of what it was like before the nuclear winter. This is where you already are. This is where you already are. But God has a plan. He's already told you it. He's already revealed it. In the Hubub, I will give you more information now. In the divine Hubub, which is to occur, which is, it will pull in and realign all that is divine. Because there is an experiment that she is aware of, in which two particles are separated by immense distances. And as something happens to the one particle, the other particle immediately is reacting to it. So, all of this nuclear winter, all of these atomic soul bombs that have been going off, God knew, and it was affecting him. And he said, okay, we thought that it would just pull back together and everything would be fine. But it's impossible. It is impossible. The destruction is impossible for you to fix. It's impossible for time to fix. The amount of times, no. And if something were even tried to get fixed, it would always be distorted, just as radiation distorts. It would always distort. So God is going to bring back in the Hubub, it's going to recreation, realigning of that which is divine. His intention, aligning. No, that is not. Oh, how could, okay, how could, but, okay, we're not getting, it's, how could that, but that is not even, but how does, I don't understand, but that is not even, my children. Oh my goodness, my children. God is coming. He is not sending the Hubub. He is not sending the Hubub. God is coming. The very essence, the very being, the very unique person that is God is coming. He is coming throughout all his creation. He's going to move throughout all creation and fix and realign everything. God is coming. That explains the light we saw. That explains the joy we saw. That explains the healing we saw. God is coming? How is this even possible? How is it even possible? We do not understand. We do not grasp this. We do not even grasp this. Because of what you did. You were of the divine. You were of this divine realm. You came and existed here in this. It was just a part of you, but you did it. And you brought the messages back. God is coming. God is coming to all. There will be complete healing. There will be a complete aligning. He is not sending the Hubub. He is the Hubub. He is the Hubub. He is the Hubub. Through it all. In it all. Daddy's coming and making it all better. He's going to make it all better. You're not going to be alone anymore. You're not going to be scared anymore. You're going to understand everything. You're going to understand everything. Nothing's going to be hidden. Nothing's going to be held back. Okay. This is amazing. This is beyond what we comprehend. Everybody is silent. Everybody is silent. There is an awe of shock in the fact that it is impossible, and the love that is moving this. My dear ones, when we saw what he let us know about the Habu before, we were elated and joyful beyond comprehension. But this, the heavens are silent. The heavens are silent. It is not even with all the knowledge, and all the experience of all that ever was, ever will be, and is. This is beyond our comprehension. That God conceived us as because He had to. He had to. He loves you that much. He's not putting it off. He's not sending someone else. He's not making you do it. It's going to be okay. It's going to be more than okay. We have no idea. We have no idea. We have no way to describe this. God is God. God is coming to the darkest of the dark.